Hi, Bill Knapp with BillKnappBlog.com. I'd like to share just a couple of thoughts today about attitude. What it can do for you and what it can't. Several years ago, I came out of court. I had just tried a case that nobody, including my client, expected me to win. And yet the jury came back in my favor. I walked out of that courtroom, my chest was puffed, I was in a great, unstoppable mood. I was on top of the world. That attitude lasted me for 30 seconds. Until I got down to my car and I saw the meter maid putting a ticket on my windshield. You know, there's several ways I could have handled that. I mean, after all, I forgot to put money in the meter. I could have taken the ticket, thanked her, told her to have a nice day, put it on the seat and take care of it later. Or I could have told her about her family background, asked her why she wasn't out catching real criminals, and taken a really nasty attitude. I'm not going to tell you which one I chose. You can figure that one out. But I got in the car, I slammed the door, and I took off. It took me 2 miles to pick up my speeding ticket. This officer comes up to the door and with this jovial attitude asks me for my license and registration. He didn't get a jovial attitude back. I think I told him about his family background and asked him why wasn't he out catching real criminals instead of bothering me. I took the ticket, threw it down on the seat next to my parking ticket. I think I must have mellowed after that because it took me 5 miles to pick up, I'm not kidding, it took me 5 miles to pick up the second speeding ticket. There was absolutely no civility when this officer came up with his smile and asked me for my license and registration. I took the ticket, grabbed it, ripped it off, threw it on the seat next to the other two, and I took off for court. Got to the court, went in. Oh, I was in a foul mood. Went in to see the prosecutor and just about bit the prosecutor's head off. Let me tell you something. Prosecutors don't like to have their heads bitten off. And they bite back. So the battle started, and we kept on going back and forth until we had to go in and see the judge, and then the three of us were snapping at each other and just had a miserable time. I left that court about an hour later, and I can tell you one thing, I can guarantee it, I did not have one of my best results that day. I walked outside, my car had been towed. Like I said, not the greatest of days. About 3 weeks later, I'm going back to the same court, running late as usual, and I stopped at a 7-Eleven store because they were advertising 2 hot dogs for 99 cents and one of those 17-gallon Slurpees, you know, the red pop things, for 69 cents. If I live to be 120 years old, I will not be able to drink that much red pop. But it was only 69 cents. I had to buy it. So I got it, put it firmly between my legs, and headed off for the court. About 2 blocks later, I don't remember if somebody pulled in front of me or the light changed, but I slammed on the brakes, and there was this volcanic eruption of red pop that went straight up in the air. Not one drop of it fell on the seat or the floor because it all cascaded all over me. I was late for court. I didn't have anything else to do. I had to go. But I was laughing. I just thought this was so comical. I ran into the court. You have to go through a metal detector. The cop that was there laughed himself silly. I went into the bathroom and washed my face off. ran upstairs to see the prosecutor. Now here I come in with red tinged hair that's sticky, a white shirt, and I like super starchy shirts, so it kept its starch, but it was speckled like, you know, like a black and white cow, except with pink and white because of the red pop, and my suit was drenched. He took one look at me and just burst out laughing. And I had to join him. I mean, the two of us were just giggling like little schoolgirls. And we did that until we had to walk in and see the judge. And we walk in there and the two of us are snickering still. The judge joins in. And the three of us just sat there and roared. I mean, it was just so comical. I left that court 30 minutes later. By the way, it was the same exact court. I left that court 30 minutes later with the best results that I've ever had. Attitude. It's not just for breakfast anymore.